folks, welcome to another edition of Luthier's Lair. Yes, and this edition kicks off a new series that I'm planning to do. I don't know how far I'll get with it, and it's called Operation Rescue Falcon. Da, 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 da. I'll put in the incidental music. Yeah, so what do I mean? Well, when I first got the CNC machine there, I bought a basswood blank to try it out. These blanks aren't cheap. The basswood ones are though, ish, you know, like $65, you know, something like that. And with my first attempt at CAD and CAM, I designed the Gazzbass Falcon new design, Series II, and put it on the machine. And I didn't do, because it's a double-sided carve, I didn't do the flip correctly. I was off by about 3 or 4/100ths of an inch, and also one of the tools fell out when I was carving it, and there was like tool marks and houks of stuff. Hauk is a gash. It's a Scottish word, hauk, I think. Yes. Yeah, there was. It was terrible. I have got the body back into shape a little bit, so we're going to go and take a look at it in a minute, and I'll explain to you what went wrong, why it went wrong, and what I did to successfully carve now a bunch of Falcon Series II bodies. So let's go and have a look. So yeah, let's take a look at this body, and it's a 3-piece basswood body, basswood, whatever you like. As you can see there, it was badly damaged, and I can show you some of the damage. First off, on the top carve here that I did first, the neck pocket went fine. So did the control cavity and the pickups, and I thought, hey, I'm on a winner here. It's going to look very nice. And then it started doing weird shit, like carving big gouges and trenches in here. So I just had to let it run. I wasn't going to stop the job. I'll show you that there. I've filled this now. You see that line there? There's a huge gouge made that I've just filled. It will probably need to be refilled because it is still slightly, the filler settled, and there's still a little trench there. Same with here, you can see, and in here especially, a big gouge came. Then it made a weird line all around the, like a step line, like the tool had dropped slightly. So it made like step lines in the contour of the body, and I was like, oh my god, what's going on? So I thought, you know, I'll flip it anyway. So I flipped it, and on the back, well, look at that. That's a bad one, and I've just filled that as well. The tool actually fell out of the machine and went right through the wood and made a huge gouge. You can see, and I've partially filled this now, and I'm going to do a refill on it as well. Again, I got this stepping weirdness going on around here, so I had to sand all that out. Luckily that wasn't too deep, so I was able to sand it all out, but the back really was bad. As you can see there, look at all these gouges and tool marks. It's going to be kind of difficult to fix, and there's unevenness in the sweep of the curves here. I don't know if you can see it. See that? It's a big bump there. So yeah, we're going to go and rescue this body, and if the rescue on this base body is successful, I will be making a headstock version of the Series II, using my patented headstock sleeve technology. Yes indeed. I'm not going to bother making the neck right now because I don't know if I can really salvage this to be up to production spec. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do with this. And it's a lovely piece of basswood. It's 3-piece. You can probably see it's 3-piece. 1, 2, 3 glued together. Other than that, the carve went okay. Even the belly relief here is beautiful, scalloped. It's a scalloped shape. It's a little high here. I think you see that there. A little high there. That's easily sanded out. And yeah, let's go and try and salvage this. Get it all filled, get it all reshaped. And of course, again, because the flip didn't work right, it cut. The neck pocket was offset and the neck pad here was offset. So I had to correct that too. You can actually see it's slightly offset there, you know. But I can live with that because I can taper all that in. That's nice. So let's see if we can go and salvage this, and then if I can salvage it, I've actually decided to do a really sparkly bass body if all goes well. And if that goes well, then I'll make a neck for it, and then I'll build a full bass guitar out of it. I'll go and show you the paint I plan to use on this. Awesome. Live long and prosper. So folks, if all goes to plan and I can rescue this body here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. It's going to be crazy. Now, I have used the Rust-Oleum glitter paint before, and it was on a purple base, purple Falcon Series II, original design, that's somewhere out there right now. I do have photographs on it on Facebook and other places. The YouTube videos series for that base was called Crap Spray Can Nice Paint. A lot of fun. It was a great build. I loved it, and it has a nice and awesome owner now, so that's cool. Yeah, so the deal with this paint is that I mean, you apply it like in the usual fashion, 3 coats minimum, and then what you do is you wait for it to dry. You wait like 2 weeks for it to dry, and then you flat sand it. Okay, you flat sand it, and then you scuff it slightly, so you're going to give some mechanical adhesion to this, which is a clear coat that I'm going to try out. It's called Custom Spray 5-in-1 by Rust-Oleum, and the cool thing about this is it's got different shaped nozzles that you can use, which is fantastic. It has a, oh, you can see this, it has a, what did I say, high output, standard, low output, vertical fan and horizontal fan. So I usually go for the vertical fan, which is setting 4 on the dial here. In focus there, yeah. So a vertical fan so that I can do that and get a good 50% overlap as I'm spraying. So this is going to be really interesting to actually use. Never used it before, don't know what it's going to be like, so I can't really wait to get this body back into shape to try this out. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, there's another mistake I made. This was going to be a headless model, hence the recess there for the tuners, but this dimension was wrong. Go figure, right? It was wrong, so I'm going to make a headed version of the bass with the hip shot kick-ass high mast bridge that I always use on my builds, the Falcon Series II headed builds anyway. So that's the plan. Let's go and see if we can rescue this fella. Yeah? Cool. So yeah, here we have a piece I've just filled again, like I showed you in the previous segment, and I use this stuff. It's called DAP plastic wood. Takes about 15 minutes to dry in a thin coat. I usually leave it an hour or so, and I've filled all that part in, and down here as well I've filled in the trench that was there, and we're just going to wait for this to dry. Then I'll take some 320 grit to it, because I haven't slathered it on, I've pushed it in, and it's fairly smooth. It's rough, but you know, it's not mountainous, so this is good stuff to use for that. And we'll just wait for this to dry, then I'll get sanding this down, and then we'll inspect the rest of the body and make sure everything else is as good as we can get it. Okay, cool. So yeah, after a ton of patience, I have this absolutely smooth now, filled, rock solid, and these dark lines here are just kind of burn marks from the tool. That's how I knew that I got it absolutely smooth. It was just kind of burn marks. I got rid of most of them before I actually filled it. Could not get rid of these though, it would have spoiled the shape, but it's filled and it's very smooth. That's down to 320 grit now. Down here, you can maybe see that. That's how big that gouge was from the tool, and that's also down to 320. Just needs tidied up a little bit, but you know, like I said, it's patience. You got to be very careful with this. You don't want to damage the overall shape and then have to reshape it through vicious sanding again. Then you might get it wrong, then you know you've got to try again, and then eventually the thing will not be what you wanted it to be. But this is looking real nice, and I'm pretty confident I can do something with this now. So yeah, we're going for complete sparkly gold body. We'll see what happens from there. Now I'm going to be doing the surfaces down to 320, get some sanding sealer on it, some grain filler, and then we'll paint it and see what we can come up with. Brilliant. Yeah folks, so yeah, I've got this all filled now. It's kind of retained its original shape. I just got to do a nice 320 grit sanding job in it, get the contours back into it. It's feeling very smooth, but I want to take this opportunity to tell you how I plan to treat this wood before the finish, in preparation for the finish of course. And it's this stuff. It's called Solarez I Can't Believe It's Not Lacquer. Crap you not. Yeah, it reminds me of a commercial that I used to know in the UK, went on about 30 years ago, and it was this actor who did a voiceover for this commercial for I Can't Believe It's Not Butter, and his name is his name is Michael Elfdick, or it was Elphick, I think maybe, and he starred he starred in a TV series in the UK called Boone, and he was the character Boone, and the person who did the theme tune for it was a guy called Jim Diamond, and he was quite a famous singer in the UK. He did a song called I Should Have Known Better, which was a slow ballad, really sad, heart-stringy song. Yeah, but Michael Elfdick had this really thick Cockney accent, and he'd go, I can't believe it's not butter, can you? Right? So I'm going to say, I can't believe it's not lacquer, can you? You know, it sounded really hard and stuff, and he played a hard man as well. A lot of parts he got, he was the heavy, you know. But anyway, yeah, let's get back to base building now, and yeah, Solarez I Can't Believe It's Not Lacquer. I have it on good authority that this is a fantastic grain sealer and filler for tight grained wood species. Maybe not for something like ash or something like that, because you'd have to put like 20 billion coats on. You always have to do anyway with woods like that. But yeah, this if you prepare this indoors and you wipe it on, it stays wet, doesn't cure. You take it into the sunshine, especially the Florida sunshine, it cures by ultraviolet light. I do have an ultraviolet light in the workshop, but I'm in Florida and the UV is through the freaking roof here, even though I'm at sea level. So yeah, it takes 1 minute and 30 seconds. 1 minute and 30 seconds to cure in UV in Florida. Can't beat that, right? So if I get all this, you know, sanded to exactly the way I want it, then I'll rub over it with denatured alcohol to make sure there's no blemishes or imperfections in there. Once I'm satisfied, this is going on there, and I'll get the sealing done in an hour. You know, I'll probably use 2 or 3 coats, and that'll be it. That's awesome. So I'm really itching to try this out. A fellow YouTuber of mine, Chris from Highline Guitars, highly recommended this product, and I respect Chris very much as a luthier. He's a veritable fountain of knowledge. So yeah, I've decided to get some and try it out. Let's see what goes. Well folks, that's all we got time for part 1. Making some progress here, and I think this body might be rescuable, and if it is, then I'll go ahead and make an egg for it and see what we can come up with. So I hope you enjoyed that. Part 2 of the series will be following shortly, and yeah, let's have some fun rescuing a bass guitar. Poor little bassy. Okay, right, anyway, so if you enjoy the channel and haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Really helps me out a lot, keeps this whole thing going. Give me a thumbs up and hit that notification bell so that you are notified the next time I upload something, whether it be good or bad. But anyway, once again, thanks very much for watching, and just remains for me to say, stay safe, be good, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers folks. See you later. Bye bye.